Hello and welcome back to Himatsubushi. Last episode was pretty fun. We finally got the big confrontation and had a pretty fun fight. Well, maybe not fun for our guys since Oishi's pretty knocked out. Pretty sure he's knocked out at least. And Atasaka might just die right now, but we left at a pretty exciting cliffhanger. I had to do it to you. But I've been thinking about the choices, right? It's almost kind of funny. Because I don't actually... First of all, I can't read which one's the right one. Because like I said before, in this situation, I guess letting the child go would be the right one. And I think that's what Rika was talking about as her knowing what was gonna happen. And this is what he's gonna regret, letting the child go. Again, I don't know if he dies or not. I don't remember them specifying that, but it might like affect his job or something. I'm not 100% sure. Though, like in my heart, I do want to choose the other one because that would be going against the script. But he might just die anyways. So, I mean, we'll probably just choose both before. But it's kind of interesting because we literally just had that hint about choices. And they did say that isn't it better to just have a scripted story than actually have choices, because then you'll wonder about the other one. And that's my dilemma right now, to be honest. I much like visual novels with no choices, to be honest. But let's just get into this. I'm gonna go with my heart and go for watch for an opportunity. You might just die here, or we might get some script breaking spooky stuff, or we might actually live and everything's happy and we've conquered the... I don't know. Let's just check it out without further ado. Shit. I can't afford to die in a place like this. I need to survive and return to Yuki's side. For a moment, I catch a glimmer of hesitation in the eyes of the man holding the gun. This guy's unsure about shooting me? Shooting at me. If so, maybe I could jump at him now. I could... No, I feel like we're about to get shot. Maybe? Oh. I was hoping that like we would stall and then Oishi would come out of nowhere and drop kick the tough looking guy. I think we're actually gonna die though. Yeah. When I heard him scream and try to jump at him, I thought he would try something a bit more safer. I mean, not safer, but a better idea, but unlucky. In a flash, everything before me grows dark as my consciousness leaves me behind. It was only after my body temperature rapidly came down and a burning sensation in my chest turned numb that I realized I had been shot. Dead? Bad end in Higurashi. Again, that's the charm of a bonus chapter. You get all this stuff that doesn't really happen with the normal ones. Okay, so that was the bad end. So we are gonna be... Well, I don't think it's really being a coward. I think it's protecting your own life, which doesn't seem that cowardice to me. But according to Rika, I'm pretty sure this is what Rika's prediction means, that we're gonna regret giving up the boy and being a coward. Though we just checked what would happen if you weren't a coward, so it's the only option. Glad we chose that one first. It's always good to get a dead end first before continuing. Plead for my life. Maybe this will give us time for Oishi to come and drop kick him. Maybe because he was knocked out, he unlocked his awakened state like everybody else. Slong.
帰りを待ってる妻がいるんだ。死にたくないんだよ。
酒番とでも歌んね。おとなしい頭抱えてうつ伏せになったら歌んだるね。
本当だろうな。本当だろうな。約束は守れよ。絶対だぞ。男と男の約束だぞ。
守った。男と男の約束しやよ。
Train, blessing us with your presence. Not in a nick of time, honestly. I was wondering where you are. Again, I feel like trains just don't happen in the daytime, but maybe again I just am hypersensitive about sound when I'm recording. I mean, he's going for it, dude. I thought he would have been like, here, take the kid, just let me live, but he's going. He's definitely getting his will to live across. And I guess it can't be a trick, since we literally chose the option, which is what he was actually thinking, to surrender. Honestly, this does feel like it could be a trick, but I'm pretty sure it can't be, because we know what the option was. I mean... Yo, this is a way better plan if this was actually planned than just jumping at the guy. Yo, I thought Oishi was choked out, bro. He's alive. Didn't he get choked out and fainted? I guess it didn't happen, but it was assumed. I guess this isn't a drop kick, but thanks for saving us, buddy. Always for yo, it's a barrage of punch. Okay, that makes up for the not drop kick. It's our own Oishi barrage, not as potent as the Rena barrage, but that's a really high bar Oishi, and Oishi's pushing it in age. I don't expect him to climb that high, but good attempt. It was over in a flash. The moment he lowered his gun, Oishi didn't let his chance slip by. Oishi had been assessing the situation for quite some time from behind the two men. But since they had their guns trained on me, he didn't really have a chance to jump in. Seeing that look on Oishi's face indicating that he wanted me to create an opening, I took the role completely. Listen, dude. We had two choices on the screen, and I'm assuming these are the thoughts of our character wanting to choose whatever, right? When it says give up and surrender, I'm assuming that it means he has no ulterior motive. I mean, maybe it's possible he plans on giving up, and then in the middle of it he realizes, oh shit, maybe this is a good opportunity, and takes advantage of that. But since this is like planned, and we've apparently saw Oishi in the background, which it didn't tell us, even though we're in his perspective, it's like just super weird to me. Maybe that's telling us, I don't know, that makes us more third person than second person, but we get, I mean first person, but we get Akasaka's thoughts, and we're getting his thoughts right now. I mean, I know it's for the suspense, but we should have probably mentioned Oishi there. I don't know, it's confusing. I'm just saying, if they said give up and surrender, I assume that's what Akasaka really wanted to do. And then the second option wouldn't even make sense, because we saw Oishi. Yeah, I'm confused. I'm not mad. I'm just expressing my criticisms. But thanks again, Oishi. I wish you got a cute sprite like Rena when you barrage punched. Oishi forcefully lifted the arm that was holding the gun. Okay, wait, it's not a punch. He then took the gun from the man's hand in only an instant. The other man, who was a bit slow in grasping what was happening, pointed his gun at them, but with his ally grappling with Oishi, he couldn't pull the trigger. If that man was the one was the one that was wrestling with Oishi at that moment, he might have shot without hesitation. But this man wouldn't shoot. He couldn't shoot. He was the more cautious guy. It's respectable. Oishi kicked the other man away, and while aiming the stolen gun with his left hand, pulled out his own. With guns akimbo, he was aiming at both men at the same time. The dual wield. Very effective. I mean, it's not really effective, but in this situation, Oishi can pull it off. It was perfectly played. But heedless of the guns pointed at them, the men shouted "Scram" as they scattered away at full speed. I wonder if this is like... I wonder if in the real story of what happened, Akisaka does surrender and they do kidnap the boy, but this is like an altered story where Oishi actually saves him, because again, Oishi was supposed to be knocked out, and this completely counteracts the whole thing I was just talking about at the beginning with Rita's warnings and stuff. So maybe this is an alternative reality of the past, because I did make that comment, which stuck with me, and I kind of liked it. The idea that Oishi's car is missing, and what if his car was missing? It's the same car missing in Higurashi, so he's still missing his car, but he's in the past. I don't know, it doesn't make sense, I know that, but I'm just saying it fits with my idea of a linear story where each arc happens sort of in order, even though they are about the same time and same, well, this one's a different time, but generally the same time, same place. We won't go into that. I would definitely discuss that more, because I kind of like that idea still. But yeah, just a little weird. I'm sure our questions will be answered. Those two running away without putting in a fight was honestly unexpected. Oishi, quickly clicking his tongue in admonishment, slipped both guns into his pant pockets.
あいつらもよく知ってるな。
何をですか？
逃げてる背中を警官は撃てませんからね。私も退職金が惜しいもんで。
Oishi and I grinned at each other.
君が犬飼俊樹君？犬飼検察大臣のお孫さん？
はい。
これはでかい事件になるかな？
But mission complete, boys. Backup's on the way. I mean, there could still something happen when we're past, because we have to pass through Hinamizawa, but we should be escorted because we called reinforcements before that, so we should probably just wait for the reinforcements to come here, then travel as a pack through Hinamizawa. I think that would be the safest, but if you travel alone, then something unexpected still might happen.
どうせトカゲの尻尾切りになるんでしょうけどね。
Oishi smiled amusedly. Again, I'm questioning. It's really bugging me now. Not the logic thing. I mean, a little bit, but the fact that Oishi was still up, because he was seeing red. I'm sure he got knocked out. Like, how could he recover so fast to the point where he caught up fairly quickly with the other guy? And I'm sure the other guy thought he knocked him out too, right? The fact that the Onidafuchi defense line, or rather the Sonozaki family behind them, was pulling the strings was apparent, but proving it wouldn't be easy. And the apologies to Oishi, this incident was unlikely to go public, with apologies. If this caused an uproar, it would obviously lead to the minister losing his office. With HQ having decided that doing so was in national interest, this would probably be cleaned up quietly. It might be a rough way of saying it, but this was born in the shadows and was going to die in the shadows. Oishi probably understood the implications behind this incident.
とにかく非常線を張らせましょう。連中まだ 一丁は拳銃を持ってるようですからね。それから犬飼君を保護して赤坂さんはすぐに病院に行かないと。
As the tension in the situation faded, the pain from the gunshot wound in my shoulder blossomed once again. My forehead was also stinging painfully and had grown hot enough to start a fire. Thinking that the tension had caused me to sweat, I wiped my forehead, but what came off was a large amount of blood. I realized that my shirt has been stained bright crimson from the blood flowing from my head. I turned around. The boy was safe and sound. Without a doubt. There would probably be an investigation on the men who ran, but that was for another day. At this point in time, I could safely say we had cleared the major hurdle of securing the boy's safety. As soon as I recognized that, it felt like the lights in my head had been hit by a power failure. You know, we're just done. Our will to complete the job, to save the kid, it's the willpower that kept us going, but now we are powering off. Hold me, Owishi. Did I skip? My knees buckled from underneath me. The ground was falling as soft as a cloud. The ground there feeling as soft as a cloud. Okay. We gotta pick up our game. It's only been 16 minutes. It didn't feel unpleasant as I was covered in the rain-soaked mud. Oishi came closer, asking if I was okay, but somehow I couldn't tell. I turned off the switch to the last light in my head. Zzz. The exhaustion enveloped me. Sleep. Something softer than any blanket wrapped around me. Okay. Wake up to reinforcements. Job done. Chapter break. But I thought leaving at the choice. I mean, I guess we technically could have kept going. But we were at an hour. I don't really want to go over an hour. That's... Oh, shit. That's a full chapter. I thought that was a break. That's the chapter, huh? Mission accomplished. Well, we only have one tip. Obviously, we gotta continue. If it was 4 tips, then maybe. But 1 tip? Mm-mm. A very kind person. So it's not following the same thing. No cryptic message. No, I'm guessing this is just an update, not a... And there's no Sonozaki mini-Mion stuff. Oh, is this... Oh no, is this gonna be, Yuki, Akasaka's wife, meeting someone in the hospital during the time? And is it gonna be Rika? Maybe Rika. I don't know. Could be Rika. Could be someone else. Patients admitted to the hospital can only accept calls at fixed times. There we go. That's why she wouldn't be receiving a call from him today. Called it. Who's she gonna meet though? It's gonna be somebody we know. It's gonna be kind of spoopy. Yesterday she had teased him that he got lonely easily, so he might have struggled with the idea of calling her sooner. That was much easier to imagine, rather than he might just be too busy to call. Because he's just that type of person. Yuki, whispering that, smiled to herself. The announcement that visiting hours were over played over the hospital intercom along with some music. She exchanged pleasantries with the family of the patient that was staying in the same room as her. Probably eager for his mother to be discharged, the small child was wearing a beaming smile. The child's mother was pregnant in bed next to mine with what may be their new brother or sister. They were probably ready to burst with expectations, dreams, and worries of having a new sibling. The joys of growing a family. Bathing in those warm feelings, I stroked my own belly, which had grown quite large. If not giving up the hostage or being a coward is not the regret, then maybe it goes back to my old ideas that something's gonna happen to Yuki and the baby while we're away. That would suck. Suck a lot more, honestly. I had talked with him about how many children we wanted to have. We talked about how if he had 3, it would certainly be lively. However, there was the inescapable worry of whether I would be able to handle giving birth that many times.
でもそんなことを不安に思って出産を嫌う母なんていないですものね。
Yuki smiled as she said that to herself, gently stroking her stomach. The Metropolitan Public Safety Division. The place where that man's sense of justice had led him. That person was actually a very gentle, very fragile person. He didn't talk much about specifics, but I didn't think he was suited for the assignment he was on right now. But as long as he said he was going to try his best, I would watch over him warmly.
あなたのお父さんはね、とっても頑張り屋さんなのよ。くちょくちょくちょくちょ。
Coochie coochie coo. Yuki seemed to be enjoying herself as she talked to her own belly. At that moment, Yuki suddenly became concerned about something and looked out the window. It used to be this time, long ago. She remembered when she was little, around this time in the countryside where her grandmother lived, the Higurashi would fill the air with their chorus. This was the middle of Tokyo. Unlike in the countryside, you couldn't hear the sound of the Higurashi. But for some reason, at that moment, Yuki felt that she wanted to hear that sound. Okay, that just... a very kind person. I guess they're talking about Yuki herself. I don't know what that means. It's because maybe Akasaka's in the Higurashi zone. They're in the Higurashi story. I don't think it's hinting that she's from Hinamizawa. I think that would be a little silly. But 22 minutes. Let's start the new chapter. We'll see if we're in the YouTube announcements, dude. I don't even care. I need to turn those off. Did I barely use them? Notifications. That's the word I was looking for. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure this will be maybe there's 2 chapters left. This one will wrap up the storyline, and then we go to Back to the Future for the last chapter, if I had to guess. Or we might just go back to the... No, okay. That was my first time losing consciousness. You often hear of regaining consciousness on top of a bed. There you go. Staples of the videos. But this was my first time actually experiencing it. And it's eerie. What's up, buddy? The fact that we fell asleep in a clinic is kind of spooky. Clinic theory on full alert, but you're not our protagonist, so I guess it doesn't matter unless you're also looping it up in a different game. Realizing that I was awake, a young doctor called out to me. I mean, this is interesting. I just realized, I'm guessing, like, is the 8th arc going to be an answer arc for this bonus arc? Like, what is the mystery here? I don't really see any mystery to gain from this. This is more just, well, entertainment and information, but that should be interesting. A return to Akasaka. That would be fun. It's nice to see you. I mean, obviously, Keiichi's the man, but breath of fresh air. Realizing that I was awake, a young doctor called out to me. I didn't intend to respond, but it seemed my body language had told him I was conscious. My head was wrapped in bandages. The scratches all over my body had also been treated. My sense of pain also returned with my consciousness, causing me to groan from the intense pain shooting all throughout me.
起きないで横になっていてください。頭をだいぶ殴られたようですからね。24時間は特に安静にして容体を見守りたいところです。
No injections.
ここは
And you have yourself a deal.
私の診療所です。入江と申します。よろしく。
I remember that this young doctor was the one in the car headed the opposite way earlier.
誰かいませんか？大石さんは。
あ、呼んできましょう。診療所の中は禁煙なんで、表で吸ってもらってるんです。
We also saw that Yurie and Oishi kind of had a weird relationship into Toradoroshi, so I wonder if we'll get any information on that. Though that just might be because how Oishi hounded Satoto after all the things that happened with her family, so it might not even that bad bond with each other might not be there right now. Dr. Irie left the room to go call Oishi. The scenery outside the window was tinted with gold. The pouring rain had stopped with the voices of the Higurashi heralding the cool temperature. I felt that the tone of the Higurashi voices was comforting. Eventually, I could hear heavy footsteps coming closer, which I reckoned to be Oishi's. The fog that was enveloping my head slowly faded back to reality. What had happened since then? What had happened to the boy? What about the reinforcements from Tokyo? The door to the room flew open, allowing Dr. Irie and Oishi to enter.
じゃあ命に別状はないんでしょ？
ないとお約束はできません。
Yo, what if, remember my, everyone's in Hinumazawa was a corpse walking? What if that applied to Oishi and that's why he wasn't knocked out, because he was already dead? Dun dun dun. There's a nice, spicy meme theory.
頭に受けた傷は所見だけでは判断が危険なのです。
わかりましたわかりました。ちょいと彼と二人で話がしたいんですが、よろしいですかね？
ええ、どうぞ。何かありましたらお呼びください。
Oishi, after basically forcing Dr. Irie outside, shut the door.
いかがですかお具合は？
慣れないことをしたんで全身がボロボロです。
Oishi brought over a folding chair that was leaning against the wall and sat down beside the bed.
犯人たちは逮捕されましたか？
残念ながら。とっくに県外へ逃げたか、村人にかくまわれているかのどちらかでしょうね。まあ、逃がしゃしませんが。
大臣の孫は？
署で保護しています。ただ東京のあなたのご同僚から一切の聴取は取るなと釘を刺されたらしいですよ。しげちゃんが憤慨してましたっけ？
The kidnapping was a confidential matter, so his custody was probably being kept under wraps. Was also how the kidnapping of the minister's grandson would be handled, how it would be covered up, treated like it never happened, would be handled by the brass. Well, there was widespread knowledge. Actually, no, it wasn't widespread because we did find out about this information in Anotatashi or Watanashi. I think it was Anotatashi. I was trying to say, like, wasn't it in a newspaper, but then it wouldn't have. I think we just heard it from Oishi himself. I'm not 100% sure, though. So yeah, maybe it didn't get out there somehow. Or, what I meant to say, maybe it's somehow... Like, I thought someone might have leaked it, but maybe not. If this case ended without the nation going into an uproar about it, then our job had been done. The possibility that the minister had negotiated with the perpetrators couldn't be ruled out. But something like that was no longer my concern. My role in this case was over.
ご迷惑をおかけします。
Bid train. I will respect you and let you play. Roar, buddy. Roar. Sorry for the trouble.
公安って
I
や
don't
つ
know
は
what
いや
I'm
らしいと
saying.
ころだって思ってるでしょ。
思いません思いません。お互い日の丸から給金もらって仕事してるだけですよ。
Oishi laughed boisterously. When we first met, I somewhat prejudiced. I mean, I'm guessing that's like prejudiced or whatever, like related to that. It's like I've never. What is this? Prejudice. Is that prejudice? No, it's prejudiced. Prejudiced. I know prejudice.
Prejudiced.
Prejudiced. I'm sure that was not supposed to be that hard to pronounce. I mean, you know the drill. I am not proud of my pronunciation, honestly.
今回の事件隠さないで大元にしてくれた方がこっちは都合がいいんですけどね。そうすれば黒幕の園崎本家に少しは迫れるんですが、まあ適当に迫ったところで圧力がかかるんでしょうがね。やれやれです。
大石さんは園崎本家に今後も戦いを。
まさか。
Huh?
いろいろと黒い噂こそ絶えませんがね。園崎家に恨みがあるわけじゃありませんので。
Well, that's not the Oishi we know.
君子危うきに近寄らない方がいいんですよ。ね。
Oishi laughed happily, and I couldn't help but laugh along. I mean, I guess either something weird's going on, or something's changed that really flipped his opinion about the subject. Maybe the fact that the manager gets dismembered and killed, since they seem to be friends, but I'm not sure.
あ、そうだそうだ。
Or it could just be lying to Akasaka. Doesn't really
さ
matter,
っ
I
き
guess.
県警から署に連絡があったそうです。あなたのご同僚が名古屋に到着したそうで、今車でこちらへ向かっているそうです。あなたは名誉の負傷ですから東京へ引き上げだそうですよ。そんなわけです。はあ、お疲れ様でした。あなたの沖宮での仕事は無事終了です。
I was being recalled to Tokyo, probably for the better. I inadvertently breathed a sigh of relief when I heard those words.
大石さんのご協力に深く感謝します。あなたに支払った協力金は無駄にはなりませんでしたね。
あら、冗談のつもりだったんだけどな。
Oishi took out his wallet, casually pulled out several large bills, and jammed them into the breast pocket of my shirt.
これは協力金の返済じゃないですよ。私からあなたへのお小遣いです。
Thanks, bud.
この辺は地酒がうまいんでね。東京へのお土産にこいつで買っていく
It's a
といいで
nice
しょ。
switch from the overly aggressive Oishi from Higurashi to probably the nicest version of Oishi we have seen. I mean, I guess the difference is, I guess we're also a police officer and not some teenager, so he's not completely underestimating us or whatever, but it's kind of nice to see. Oishi flashed me with a grin.
もしもあなたの傷が軽いようなら東京へ帰る前にぜひ声をかけてくださいよ。林さんも佐藤さんもぜひあなたともう一度タコを囲みたいと言ってましたからね。
やれやれ。参ったな。
今度はこっちも小細工抜きです。純粋に楽しもうじゃないですか。
よく言いますよ。原則の警官があんなに濃い様ができるなんて世も末です。
私どもとね、対等以上に打てるメンツにはなかなかお会いできないもんです。
This is some happy goodbye stuff.
あなたが東京に帰るのが惜しいですよ。
Raise the mood. Look at that smile, showing its teeth. When I heard the voice going back to Tokyo from Oishi, I was reminded once again that I was relieved from my duties. Soon Yuki would be giving birth. It might still be possible to attend the delivery that I had one time given up on. When I thought that, the pain from my injuries became trivial, and I wanted to hurry back to Tokyo and see Yuki at once.
少し傷が重いふりをして沖宮にしばらく滞在しません？いいお店をいろいろ紹介しますよ。もちろんおごれなんて言いません。
申し訳ないですが、それはまたの機会にします。妻の出産日が近いんでね。早く帰りたいんです。
ありゃりゃ。それは知らなかった。それじゃあこんなとこにいちゃいけない。早く帰らないといけません。
For a while after that, Oishi asked all sorts of questions about my wife, teasing and bantering with me.
さて、具合はどうです？おきれいそうですか？
ええ、おかげさまで悪くないです。立って歩いても全然平気ですよ。
I stood up and shuffled around for a bit, which seemed to amuse Oishi.
いえいえ、ひなみ沢の病院では落ち着かないでしょうと思いまして。入江の先生は一晩泊まらせたいみたいなこと言ってますが、犯人もまだ捕まってませんし、一応ここはあなたにとっては敵地になりますからね。
That's true, though I don't imagine. I mean, they wouldn't have an order to kill us, but maybe they would do it or attack us. Maybe not kill, but they might do it out of rage. I don't know.
この病院は安全ではないということですか？
まあ、入江の先生も多少は社会的信用のあるお人です。ここにいる限りは何もないとは思いますが、赤坂さんの気分的にめいらないかという方が問題ですね。
I had relaxed a bit now that things had progressed this far, but it was exactly as Oishi had said. When I realized that this was enemy territory, I suddenly felt uncomfortable. But the only thing left for me to do was leaving. The chance that I would come to harm was logically fairly low. But that didn't mean I was completely safe.
そうですね。横になっているだけならホテルのベッドでも同じな気がします。
そうでしょう、そうでしょう。私もその方がいいと思います。
At that moment, I caught a glimpse of the clock over Oishi's shoulder. It was evening. The hours when I could call Yuki at the hospital were almost over. I wanted to tell her as quickly as possible that I would soon be back at her side.
ちょっと雪江の病院に電話してきます。ロビーに公衆電話とかはありませんか？
新婚さんはそういうの豆だな。確か会計の脇にあったと思います。 ここで待ってますから行ってらっしゃい行ってらっしゃい。
Oishi, laughing while saying that he was jealous, opened up the window and pulled out a cigarette even though he was in a hospital room. Appreciative at how considerate Oishi was, I set out the lobby to find the phone. You know what? This is actually a good time to stop. I know it feels like a conclusion, but I have a feeling that there's probably more. And then, again, there might be a chapter where we come back to the future. Interesting though. We got the choices, we got the job done, and I think things will be pretty smooth. Like, I don't think anything actually dangerous will happen before Akasaka makes it back. I do think he's gonna meet Rika one final time. It might be super wholesome, or kind of spooky, or maybe a bit of both. Now here's the big brain take. Prediction, actually. I was complaining about the choice thing, how Oishi saved them, questioning how Oishi got there when he was choked out. And I really do believe that that might be not what was supposed to happen. Like, what if, like, I don't freaking know, something changed the script and that's what happened, when in reality, Akasaka should have maybe gave up the child. The kidnappers got away because Oishi was knocked out. And something like that happened. And it kind of reinforces it a bit from the fact that Oishi said that he wouldn't um investigate the Sonozakis anymore. And again, he could just be lying, but maybe like in the proper way, when Akasaka does lose it, or when Oishi does get choked out, maybe he feels anger, or maybe Akasaka's supposed to die there. I don't know. Lots of questions, but I feel like something off script happened because we did get the choice, which is technically not in the script anyways, because we're the viewer. We shouldn't actually have a choice in the story, and we had that whole discussion beforehand anyway. So we'll see. I do predict that we will have a confrontation with Rika. So that might not be the topic, but that is my big brain prediction for this time. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next day, Wednesday, yeah. See you Wednesday.